Hello, everybody. It's George here, and Happy New Year's. January 1st, 2019. It's the first day of the year, and it's been a while since I've done a video. It's been a year, but it's also been a while since I've done a Linux video. I thought I'd do a update on my Archlinux update. I was taking it easy the rest of the day, but I decided, no, you know what? Let me do that. Been a lot of changes. I've had a lot of people in the previous videos ask me questions about the command line function. I've seen other people do videos over the past year or two, and I think mine is the most popular. I think it's one of the videos that I've gotten the most views. And the reason why I do mine with Arch and I do it with a command line base, it's just easier to configure. I could do it the way I want to. And having, small updates, I have a sheet of paper that I have my notes on and what I use to do my installs. And what you see right now right here, this is Openbox that I'm using as my Windows manager. All Arch, all from scratch, nothing different or weird about it. It's just simple to use. And it's custom to the way I want to. So I'm not sitting there using Arco Linux or Manjaro Linux or any of the other distros out there that have Arch. It's just plain Arch Linux, vanilla Linux, and I customize that. I think that's the best way. So I'm going to show you how to do it with the base install and then the extended install. It's in two separate parts. So I'm using VirtualBox. It's just a lot easier. I recommend using VirtualBox if you got started with Arch Linux, and then from there go put it on raw hardware. You put it on a computer you don't use that much and see how great it is using Arch Linux. So I'm using, this is the latest VirtualBox 6.0. It just came out recently. So what we're going to do is click New, Arch, Linux. Type here base. Alright, click next. I'm going to give her 4 gigs. You don't need 1 gig is good enough. I'm just going to give her 4 anyways. I got plenty of memory. Create virtual disk now, VDI, dynamic, and I'm going to give her 20 gigs. There we go. I'm going to click settings. Go to advanced, bidirectional, system. I'm going to move the floppy down. Processor, I have 6 cores here, 12. Well, really, it's really 6, but it's 12. I'm going to give her 4. You only need 2, but why not? Overkill. Full on video memory, accelerator, 3D acceleration, whatnot. Storage, where it says here empty controller. Choose the ISO, which I have it right here. This is the January 2019. This is the latest today. Under controller SATA, control, where it says use IO cache, helps run smoother in the hard drive, the VDI, so it knows it's a solid state drive. Under network and advanced, click the MAC address to give it a new address, and that's it. And we're going to hit start. Click this little thing right here. It's 64-bit only, so we're going to continue. And it should automatically log into root. It's just about done here. There we go. All right, so first we want to make sure we have internet. So we're going to use the ping method and ping it 3 times at the Cloudflare's server, which we do. LSBLK will tell us, okay, SDA, we have that 1 gig, which is this one right here. If you do it with the F option, it tells you the format. The loop, ignore that. The SRD is the drive that we're using, the CD or boot up. So we're going to use cfdisk to partition it. The GPT is used for the UFI, but we're using legacy, so we're going to use DOS. I like using cfdisk because it's an end cursor type based partitioning tool. It's a much better one in my opinion. I prefer it over the other. So new, the full amount, 1 partition, no home, no boot, no swap, just 1 partition. Primary, I'm going to make it bootable. Right, I'm going to try to go through this quickly. Click yes. It's been written. Quit. Now we're going to format the hard drive. So we're going to use the MKFS. We're going to use extended 4. And we're going to put it in drive STA1. There we go. That quick. And then we're going to mount it, because if we don't mount it, we won't be able to install the drive, and we're going to put it in as mount. There we go. So if we do the LSBLK, there it is. You see that? And then we do it with the F. There is the format right there, and it's in the mount. All right, next we gotta go into the mirror list to update and make sure we're in the correct area for the servers. Oh, this time United States this month. Cool, so we don't have to change it. If I was in the US, so let's say I was in Chile, for instance, I would, delete all this until I get to the first one, which is Chile. But I'm in the US, so I don't have to do anything. Next, we're going to sync, which is the SYY through Pacman. There you go. And I prefer using a different program called Reflector. It does a better job. It's a Perl script that will get just servers in the United States, for a specific country. So if I'm in Canada, I'll do Canada. If I'm in Greece, I will just get the ones in Greece. But because I'm in the US, I just want the ones in the US. So this is what I recommend when you use Reflector. Verbose means I want to see what's going on. Country. The country I want only, which is the United States, because that's where I'm at. We're going to do /F, the fastest, 20 of them, and as well as the latest ones, 20 of them. -P is the protocol, which is HTTP. --sort, how you want to sort it. I want to rate it, meaning from the fastest to the slowest. -save, where you want to save it, which is the default area. There we go. And I think the fastest is 905 kilobits per second, which is fine. Alright. There we go. Oh, and just to let you know, See that? That's what it looks like. So just wanted to show you real quick on that. Now we're going to do the pack strap, which is very popular. The -I means interactive. You want to see what's going on. We're going to put it in the mount, and we're going to install the base program files and the base-dev, D-E-V-E-L. That's for the for source base through the AUR to compile and all that. It installs all those additional stuff. No confirms, so I don't have to hit yes, 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 and it just does it. Now, how long this will take? It depends on how fast your internet, how fast your computer, if you have an SSD. I have a pretty fast internet. I have a pretty fast computer. I have a very fast SSD, so it shouldn't take that long. Usually it averages about a minute to a minute 10 seconds. That's what it normally takes. Because it's VirtualBox, it might take a little longer. I've seen some people tell me it took 3 to 5 minutes, which I got really slow internet and slow computer if it's that long, but it's okay as long as it's done and it does it right. That's all that matters. And you can install other programs through Packstrap, but Packstrap was meant for the command to install the base and the base dev, base structure. Everything else you want to install through the username and not through root. This is just for the initial setup. I've seen so many people in the videos doing the install through the root. Don't do that. Do it through the username. This part, it's okay. What I'm doing right now. The next, after I reboot and everything, we have a username. That's where we do all the rest. So as you can see there, a minute 14 seconds. See, it didn't take that long. All right. Next thing. This next step I recommend. This is what I would do all the time when you install Arch, is the Pacman key. I'm going to initialize it, and then we're going to do the populate for the keys. There you go. The reason why is a lot of people have problems doing installs. It's because of your key. If you do this, you won't have much problems. All right, clear. We're going to generate the generate the F stab, and this will tell your computer what to mount. There we go. So we go to Nano and there we go. It's already done for me, and because I have an SSD, I recommend discard. What this does, it offers trim support to give more help to the drive, or it gives like less work or wear and tear to the SSD. It also keeps all the files in its place correctly too as well. Alright, save. And then we're going to go into the chroot, which means into the mount file itself, so we can edit the other programs itself. And we're going to use bash as the shell script. There we go. Next is the language, or localese. And we're going to set that up. There we go. And we're going to go down until we reach English US, or whatever language it is for you. Now for the US, there should be the UTF-8 and the ISO. I recommend both. The ISO is more for Firefox and several other programs. Some people just do the UTF. Might as well do both. I do. And now we're going to do the locally generate. There we go. It generated. And one last thing, we want to set up the configuration for the locally. So we got to create a file and set the language. If you do not do this, I guarantee half the programs won't work. It'll say what language, and it will just stop. It won't won't let you continue. Trust me, you want to do this. All right, I'm going to put the UTF-8. There we go. All right, next is the time. I prefer using TC select. It's easy. It does help with the initial part. The Americas, I'm in the Americas, United States, which is 49. I'm in a central time zone, most areas, which is 11. Is this information correct? Yes. There we go. Now we still have to create a symbolic link, so I'm going to set that up right now. As you see me, I'm in the Chicagoland area. Local time, there we go. And another thing you want to install that I recommend is the NTP. So this way it syncs with the correct time and date. I highly recommend it because sometimes some people will say, is this the correct date and time? This syncs it with the most accurate time setup out there through the internet. All right, and this is something I probably would do maybe once a month, maybe every 2 weeks. Now this will take about 5 to 10 seconds because it's syncing right now. And it'll be to the second. There we go. Perfect. All right, and then the hardware clock. Now, with this, a lot of people say, should I set it to the UTC or local time? I recommend just setting it up to local time no matter what. Local time is mostly for the dual boot. If it's UTC, it's just for just Linux on it, UTC. But I recommend just do it local time no matter what. It's just makes it easier for everybody because even if you don't have a dual boot or not, it's good to have it at local time because it knows it's the correct one. Alright, so now we're going to use the MK init CPIO so we could make sure the Linux kernel is correct. So we got to redo this. It did this already when we did the pack strap, but we're going to do it again anyways because we made some changes and it's rebuilt in the kernel and now it's in color. There we go, done. All right, the bootloader. So we're going to install Grub. I prefer Grub. Now there is a problem, a bug I'll show you in a second. We're going to also install OS Prober because you never know. You may need it for if you have Windows installed or other Linux systems, but I'm going to install it. Here it's just Linux. I'm just going to install it anyways. Go. And next we're going to install Grub. Check device. I'm going to install SDA. Now if you install it SDB, you want to install Grub in SDB. Here it's SDA, so that's where I'm going to install it. There we go. No errors. Now we're going to do the config, the MK config. This is where the bug issue just recently happened. I did read an article through Arch, but they are trying to fix it. There's another way that you could do this, but do it like I'm showing you now. All right. This is the issue right now that you're seeing. Failed to connect to LVMETAD, followed back to the device scanning. basically what's going on is, for some reason in the program itself, it feels that there's an LVM. There's a way to fix it where you create like a false one that bypasses it. I wouldn't even bother. I just let it scan. It'll take about 30 seconds. I only got, the one drive and the loop, and that's it. Shouldn't take that long to do, and it'll say done after it's done, to be honest. They are working on it. They're going to fix it. So be patient. There you go. Done. All right. Next, we're going to set the host name. And we're going to... There we go. Arch PC 1. No, we'll give it that name. And then we're going to enable at boot the DHCP CD. Because we're not using Wi-Fi, we're using Ethernet. So if you do this, that's all you have to do. Now, if you're doing Wi-Fi, you would use the Wi-Fi menu. Oh, excuse me, Wi-Fi. Sorry, my typing. Wi-Fi menu, and the Wi-Fi menu is what you use for people who use laptops or computers that use Wi-Fi. Now, you also have to install, if you're using Wi-Fi, is IW, and you also need to install WPA underscore supplicant. Yeah, supplicant. And dialog. Those three programs. If you don't, you won't be able to get to Wi-Fi menu. All right, next, it's clear. We're going to set up the admin password. This is the administrator's password, not the username password. That's going to be different. So we got that set up, and that's it. Exit. And we're going to unmount the mount. There we go. And let me shut down. There we go. Alright, go to settings, I'm going to go to storage, I'm going to remove. Alright, I'm going to do a clone real quick. We're going to do Openbox. Generate a new one, additional. No. Full clone. There we go. Bah! I like how they use the sheep. Alright. Let's go ahead and boot up again. And then this time we're going to install the other stuff. And we're talking the username and the display driver, audio driver, Windows Manager, and all the other fun stuff. So we're going to log in as root and the admin's password. And now we're going to just quickly make sure we have internet. We do. Alright, next we're going to set up the username. Now, I've seen most people add other stuff other than wheel. You just need wheel. There's no need to add other stuff to it. It's just added stuff that's not needed. We'll create a username. Yeah, we'll use that one. And then the username's password. And make sure it's a different one than your admin. Don't use the same one. And then one last thing for the username, we need to go to the sudoers to give it sudo rights, and then underneath where it says root right here, we're going to put in the username and put exactly everything else the same. And then underneath where it says same thing without password, uncomment that. And there we go. Alright, and then we're going to exit. Now, from now on, all the other installs, we are going to go to the username. There we go. Alright, so let's sync again, make sure everything's good. Good. Let's see. Now we're going to go into the Pacman config. Make sure. Do a few things here. Give it color. I love candy, which I do. It's meant for something else you'll see here in a minute that I've shown on the previous videos where it says multi-lib. We're going to uncomment that. Save. And if I'm going too fast, sorry, please pause on the video to do this. I don't want it to be that long like the other one that I've done. Now if we use Pacman sync again, you'll see. Oh. Sorry. See that? Look like a little Pac-Man. The C is the Pac-Man eating the power pills, which are the dots. That's what that is. And now we got multi-lib, which is 32-bit. So that's good. All right. Now we need to install Git for a reason. So I'm going to install Git. There we go. Because we need an AUR helper. Basically, to get into the AUR, you need a program to go into it and install programs from it. Yowert was one that a lot of people use that's discontinued. Then there's Tyson that's become a very popular one, but I prefer YAY. YAY is better. And you'll see what I mean when we install it. So to install it, we type in git clone https AUR Archlinux org dot git. Cloned it. Good. We're going to go into the directory of YAY, and then we're going to type make pkg space -i. That will install it. See that little Pac-Man? Big C, small c, eating the power pills? Is that neat? Yes, there we go. All right. CD space -- go back to the previous directory. And now we have YAY. So if you type YAY, let's say you're looking up for Numix, and it's in color. But the thing I like about it, it puts the first ones last instead of the last ones first. So this way, because Yowert and Tyson does not do that, and I don't understand why it does that. It's dumb. But anyways, let's install the video drivers. So I'm going to install xorg, the group, and because we're using VirtualBox, I got to install VirtualBox -guess -utils. Because Using NVIDIA or ATR or Intel, I'm using VirtualBox right now. I'm going to also install Xorg drivers just in case. Install the Mesa just in case. Xorg X init for the startup. Xorg TWN, an old Windows manager that we're going to use to test the video. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. Xorg X clock, just an app through TWM to use to test out. And then Xterm, which is a terminal emulator. It's a default one. It's one that everybody uses, just in case. Alright, enter all, yes, all, yes. Number 2, Arch. There we go. Shouldn't take long. It's pretty quick. So, if you install video drivers for the other cards, make sure you install the 32-bit versions themselves. Is also like, so if you're using Steam or other programs, it needs it. Just to let you know. So now, start X. Yay! There we go. See, there's X clock. If I right click, there you go. And these are the terminals, so I'm just going to type exit. It works. Alright. Now we're going to install ALSA plugins, ALSA OSS as a backup, and then Pulse Audio. Why not? I don't know why people don't like Pulse Audio. I do. Most programs use it. Might as well install it. And then Pavu Control, which is a graphical interface controller for volume for Pulse Audio. And then let's install the 32-bit libraries for the audio drivers. Plug in. Let's use no confirm. There we go. Shouldn't take long. It's pretty quick. And there you go. Okay. Now we got to go into the ALSA mixer to enable the sound because it's muted. See it? Master sound, PCM, and that's it. That's all we need. Oh, sorry. Oops. Alright, we're going to test it with the speaker test. 2-channel. There we go. Works. On my raw hardware, there's a glitch in it because it's my motherboard. It doesn't work right off the bat. When I reboot, it does for the speaker test. I don't know why. Might be the same with other motherboards. A lot of the new ones are like that. Alright, now next thing I would recommend is installing a few other things like mlocate for locating files, and a few fonts. Deja Vu is one. Another one is Liberation. And another one is Droid. These are the most common and most popular ones, especially Deja Vu. You've probably seen it. And with mlocate, you need to do one other thing. You want to update the database with sudo update db, and that will look at your drive and update all the file programs, and it'll make it easier to locate. All right, so next we're going to install Openbox. All right, I'm going to install some stuff. I'm not going to install a whole bunch of things. I'll show you. Just install some things so you could get started with Openbox. So we're going to put in Openbox because we need that. Of course, that's what we're going to use. And Python 2-xdg, which is a script that is used with Openbox to better startups and usage. It's kind of hard to explain. You could do it without it, but I recommend installing it anyways. I also recommend obconfig to config your Openbox. I also recommend installing obmenu to create menus. And I also recommend Openbox-themes. It gives you additional themes for obconfig for your theme configuration. Let's see, PCman FM as a file manager. Termite I like. It's a really great terminal emulator. We have Xterm as the default, the one that most uses, but it's good to use a better one. I recommend Xterm. Termite, sorry. No. Oops. Sorry, folks. We also need to install sorry. Also, we need let's see. Oh, LX appearance to configure our theming, icons, and cursors and stuff like that, and fonts and things of that nature. And LX appearance dash obconfig, and this is to connect obconfig with LX appearance, and you'll see what I mean with this program a little bit later. Nitrogen for wallpaper setup. Firefox web browser, of course we need that. Pull kit dash no, we need a way for passwords. So when we go into programs that says we need a password, we need that. So I need that to set up. Tit2 for panel. Let's see what else. Oh, network manager, because we need a way to manage our network. And network dash manager dash applet. An applet for network manager, basically. Let's see what else. xdg dash user dash direct to create the home directory. LXDM for display manager when we log in, and you'll see where you could do where it automatically logs in. And then volume icon, because we need one. Need an icon. and oops, and ob log out to log out, restart, shut down, suspend, hibernate, stuff like that, which I think is kind of cool to have. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else. For now, that's it. It's just some of the basics. So I'm going to type, oops, no, confirm. There we go. And should be more than enough stuff. If there's any additional stuff, I'll show you some ways to configure it, but at least to get it going for you. There we go. Alright, next we need to configure Openbox because we don't have the correct files. So what we need to do is copy over the main files for Openbox over to the config area. So if I do ls, oops, config, see? So we have auto start environment menu .xml and rc.xml. Those are the four files you need for Openbox. So got that done, and then we need to install a few things from the AUR. We need libgksu for the library for the password login, ob key to do key bindings, and ob menu dash generator, and we also need gtk2 Perl for one other thing, for the menu. I'm going to put the no confirm and let it install. There you go. It's doing its thing. Now, these are stuff that I do recommend installing. You don't have to, but you'll see what I mean once we get into Openbox. It kind of helps. Shouldn't take that long. It's compiling and configuring. Just doing it real quick. There we go, we're almost done. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to install a few file management compressions. GVFS gives you the trash and the mount system setup. Tumblr for thumbnail, and I'm going to need events for document viewing, zip and unzip, and P7 zip for compression and uncompression, and a graphical program for doing all this, Xarchiver. There we go. There we go. Done. Alright, let's install a few other things. We're almost done here. Let's install some themes. Oh. look, new mix, GTK theme, Arc, GTK theme, and what is it? Papyrus icon theme. I mean, why not? There we go. All right. A few other things through the AUR. I'm using YAY. For the cursor, I like to use, and that I like is the breeze set, like the snow breeze. That's what you see right now, right here. It's a pretty neat cursor theme I like. And then there is PawMac AUR. That's the program right here. It's just popped up right here. It's a graphical interface for installing and uninstalling programs for Arch through its main repository in the AUR. All right, so I do recommend that. Compton is for composition, prevents for tearing in videos and programs. It gives you the ability to do things like this, which is kind of cool. Comp tray, which is a tray for Compton, and let's see, Compton config is a configuration app for Compton. It's a graphical instead of going through the configuration file. It just makes it easier. No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oops. There we go. Just have to do a few configurations and that's it. Come on, import the keys. Jesus Christ, doesn't take that long. Sorry it's taking so long. Usually it doesn't take that long to do this. Where are we at? 48 minutes. Whew. Alright, forget it. Let's not install the comp tray for now. We'll install everything else. Don't want to take too long. It's something we could do some other time. For now, I just want to install some stuff out there to make it look a little bit more presentable. There we go. Alright, another thing we want to do is enable the VBox service, or should I say, and let's start it. There we go. And also we want the enable network manager. You want to capitalize the N in network and M in manager. There we go. And the LXDM, enable that. And then we're going to configure LXDM. There we go. So we can auto login. So we can unhighlight auto login and put in your username. And then where it says numlock, because I have a full keyboard, enable it by removing the 0, put a 1, and that's it. And the last thing that I recommend is to configure the auto start. So when it automatically starts, it'll have some stuff already running in the background and set for you. So we need to go into the Openbox auto start file, and in here we're going to put tint 2 to start, that's the panel, and put the ampersand, which means start the program, go to the next line. Volume icon, need that. And applet, that's the network manager. Compton -B, meaning going in the background and running in the background, basically. What is it? PalMac tray. That's that PalMac AUR. Nitrogen -- restore. You need to do that because if you set the wallpaper and you don't do that, it won't leave it at the correct wallpaper every time. So that's why you want to do that. And then we have the poll kit, and you have to put in the path and where it's at. This is the only way to do it. I wish there was a better way, but there isn't. What you're seeing right now that I'm showing you is the only way to do it. Because it's a window manager, not a desktop manager, that's the reason why you have to do it this way. So if you're using KDE, GNOME, XFCE, LXDE, it's done automatically. With window managers, you have to do it this way. And I think that's it. Yep. Let's save, exit, and let's reboot. And that should do it. Let me minimize that. So that was my notes. Some of it I know it by heart, but it's nice to use your notes. Alright, so in here, where it says desktop, this is only for the first time. After this, it should automatically log in. Select Openbox, click the username, put in the password, and that's it. There you go. This is Openbox. This is a static menu. Here's tint 2. Let's see, will it go full screen? No, not yet. Don't worry, we'll make it full screen here in just a moment. But first, we gotta fix tint 2 here. I'm gonna go to panel, move it to the top. Let's see, launcher, let's get rid of that, turn right, PC, there we go. Clock, use 12-hour %P. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that because we don't have that. Desktop. There we go. Google. No, you know what? Let's not do it that way. Let's use comp. No. What is it? We'll do it later. That's okay. So we have the tray on the top, and we have the terminal working. Let's go back here. And let's set up the menu. Now what I recommend is the Archlinux wiki. It's probably the best wiki for Linux. Everybody, all the distros go here. And I recommend menus, generators, OP menu generator is this right here. Alright. Now I do recommend, let's install LeafPad, just a simple text editor. LeafPad. Control H is unhides. We're going to go to config, Openbox, menu. Select all, delete, paste, -I, save, right click, system, reconfigure Openbox. There we go. See that? Much better. This is what you want it to look like. It's a better menu. It's better than that static one. Trying to see. Got all. Got all the programs that we installed by default. Now let's go to custom look and feel, Arc, Papyrus, Snow Breeze, Arc Darker, Slight RGB. There we go. And if you go to Openbox or OB config, see how it's linked with the theme section? Neat, huh? Let's see what else. Oh, for the screen, so we can make sure we get it full screen, is the LX. And let's see, now monitor. I don't know if it'll work, but let's go here. Let's go to OB logout for the config. You get rid of all this. I just need the first 4, and let's change the theme to Foom. And config, open menu, generate. Oh. There we go. Down here at the end, what I'm doing is disabling the first 2 here and enabling the last one right here. It says OB menu logout. So I do this. See that? Let's see if it'll do it full screen this time. Yeah, didn't. Should have. Oh. See, it does not have it. I don't know, it must be VirtualBox. That's okay. I'm not going to thread it. But the only other thing would be nitrogen, and let's file systems, user, share. You don't have any, you know what? We don't have any wallpaper installed. Let's install Archlinux, oops, wallpaper. Oh, spelled paper wrong. There we go. So now I should be able to do it through nitrogen. File, user, share, Archlinux, wallpaper. Okay, there we go. And let's set to scale. There you go. And the icon, use specific show slider, show volume level. There we go. And there's your network manager. You right click, you got all your programs installed. And you could go to package manager right here. But there's Openbox, and it's not that hard to install. Archlinux, as you can see there, it took less than what, an hour to do it. Took less than an hour. And if you go to Archlinux website, under their wiki, installation guide right here, and it'll show you step by step, just like what I did, how to do it. You know, mine, I added and removed some stuff in here for my own use. But after that, when you do the regular installation guide, go to general recommendations, and username, sudo, for Pac-Man use, mirrors, right here, display for Xorg, and your display servers, your desktop environments, Windows managers, display managers, and so on and so on. There's a lot in here that you could go over and configure to what you need to do. This is where I would go for references. It's the Arch Wiki. Alright, it's not that difficult. So hopefully this was helpful. I'll try to put some notes and information, and I'll try to see if I could find a way to put my notes, what I wrote, in there. I'll probably put it in a paste bin and do it that way on a Pastebin's website. But hopefully this was helpful. This is the third time I've done this for a more up-to-date version, and this time I did it with Openbox. And if you have any questions, please do contact me through the comments, or if you want, I can find a way to help you through Google Hangouts. Do it that way. I might even do a get-together with some other people who do Archlinux. Maybe it's a good way to talk about Archlinux and Linux in general. I used to, but I've been so busy with a lot of things with my personal life. I'm hoping to do more now. So that's all I have for now. And enjoy using Linux. And if you're an Arch user, please do give me your comments of what you think. Take care, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.